Hello everybody, it's TannerFishies here, back again with a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about something a little bit different, I'd say. We're not going to be talking about anything specific to the Ninjago show, at least not according to the actual timeline and the actual reality that we live in. In Ninjago, we've not really touched on alternate realities before. We've certainly touched on alternative timelines, especially during the first couple of seasons, and especially during Season 7, Hands of Time, but in today's video, I want to take a look at a very specific alternate reality and an alternate timeline in which Ninjago ended after Season 2 and Kai actually became the Green Ninja. Now, like I said, this is not really based in reality in any way, shape, or form. This is just an alternate look at the Ninjago series, and I want to ask the question in this video, what would happen if Ninjago would have done this? Would you guys have liked to see something like this? Or do you think that the legitimate Ninjago that we got is superior? We're going to be going over my storyline for this alternate timeline, which basically features everything else being the same, except for the fact that Kai became the Green Ninja, and as such, Lloyd took on a different path to become the new Fire Ninja. What would that timeline look like, and could we maybe see this explored in a future story? Perhaps even in an upcoming Ninjago reimagined short? We're going to go ahead and talk about that in today's video. Just really quick, like I said, this is not based in reality in any way, shape, or form, and this is essentially my own personal fanfiction. So if you want to go ahead and listen to that, feel free to continue watching this video. So in this alternate Ninjago universe, like I said, nothing past Season 2 exists. There's no rebooted, there's no Tournament of Elements, nothing exists past Season 2. In this alternate reality, Ninjago concluded after Season 2 like it was originally supposed to in the real world. With Ninjago ending with Season 2, elemental powers no longer work the same way that they do in the modern timeline. There's no passing it down from genetics, there's no bloodlines here, there's no elemental families. The ninja can just have basically whatever elemental powers they want as long as they train in them. So going back to Kai, what exactly would his path look like? If in this alternate timeline he is to become the Green Ninja, what's different and what remains the same? Essentially, the pilot and Season 1 would happen as normal. Master Wu would indeed recruit Kai to be a ninja after the kidnapping of Nia, and he would eventually bring the ninja team together and go on a hunt for the 4 golden weapons. Everything would be as normal. Season 1 would happen, Lloyd would be introduced, and the mystery of the Green Ninja is revealed. The prophecy is revealed to the ninja, and Kai immediately thinks that he's going to be the chosen one, like what actually happens in the real Ninjago timeline. Everything remains the same up until episode 10, which, funny enough, is titled The Green Ninja. You might recall a couple episodes prior, the ninja began unlocking their own true potentials, and Kai was kind of struggling because he wanted to catch up to his teammates desperately. All of his friends and peers were unlocking their own true potentials and gaining new elemental powers, but Kai still hadn't yet. There was a joke introduced in episode 9 where Kai suggests that maybe once he unlocked his true potential, perhaps he'd become the Green Ninja. In this dimension, that's actually going to become a reality, and I know exactly how I would have that happen. So imagine this for a second. Kai is last. He doesn't really have his true potential just yet. He's still trying very desperately to catch up to his teammates. He trains with the Green Ninja costume early on in episode 10 like we see because he desperately wants to fall into that role. The rest of episode 10 happens as normal. Garmadon joins forces with the ninja, and they eventually make it to the Fire Temple to locate the 3rd Fang Blade. Everything happens as normal except for the fact that Lloyd never escapes capture. He is still captured by the Serpentine, and therefore Kai has nobody to save in the volcano when he eventually would unlock his true potential in the legitimate Ninjago timeline. In this timeline, Kai gets trapped alone in the volcano, trying desperately to get the Fang Blade to prove that he is worthy enough to become the Green Ninja. All this is very similar to the original timeline, like I said, except for the fact that Lloyd is not there. Lloyd is still being held hostage by the Serpentine, and the ninja will not reunite with him until the next episode. But essentially, when Kai is trying desperately to get the Fang Blade, something happens. Instead of him unlocking his true potential to save Lloyd, he unlocks his true potential, but something really weird happens. His eyes start glowing green, and he eventually feels ultimate power that he's never felt before. In this scenario, Kai is able to successfully get the Fang Blade out of the volcano while also unlocking his own true potential, actually becoming the Green Ninja in this moment. It would be at this moment where all of his friends would realize that Kai was actually destined to become the Green Ninja, and he delivers the 3rd Fang Blade to his peers as proof that he is indeed worthy. The next episode would obviously see the ninja try to enter the Serpentine headquarters, not necessarily to try to stop the tribes from uniting the 4 Fang Blades. Instead, their mission is to save Lloyd, pretty similar to how it was in episode 10 of the original timeline. However, in this episode, Kai would not be joining the ninja, as he would try to train his new power. Even though he just got it, he would try desperately to unlock new abilities and new powers as the Green Ninja now that he's finally achieved that role, and he is eventually going to be the one to rescue all of the ninja towards the end of episode 11 when all goes south there. Essentially, the rest of Season 1 would kind of go as it normally did. The Serpentine would somehow get all 4 Fang Blades, unleash the Great Devourer on Ninjago, and Garmadon would still defeat the Devourer with the 4 4 golden weapons, just like he did in the original timeline. In Season 2, however, I do think it'd be interesting to explore Kai training alongside Lloyd, because both are going to be training to unlock some type of new ability. We'll get back to Lloyd later on though. Recognizing that Kai is the Green Ninja now and is destined to defeat the Dark Lord, the other ninja would try to train Kai in their own elemental abilities, as the Green Ninja can indeed harness all 4 elements. Jay would train with Kai, same with Cole and Zane, and Kai would eventually start coming into his own element by unlocking the other 3 elemental powers in addition to fire. The rest of Season 2 would pretty much go on as normal, except Kai would be the Green Ninja, and it would eventually culminate in Kai facing off against the Overlord towards the end of Season 2 after the ninja made it to the Dark Island, and he would eventually grow to defeat the Overlord, thus saving Ninjago from the ultimate evil. So to basically summarize the events that I just kind of rattled off to you guys, Kai's storyline in this new alternate Ninjago timeline would basically follow the same principles and styles as Lloyd's timeline did in the original Ninjago story. All of Lloyd's training, plot points, development would all go to Kai, because Kai in this timeline would be the Green Ninja. But like I said earlier in this video, I did not want this timeline to exclude Lloyd. I wanted Lloyd Garmadon to be a part of this story somewhere, but because Kai is the Green Ninja in this timeline, what exactly would Lloyd be up to? Why don't we go ahead and discuss Lloyd's storyline in this new alternate Ninjago timeline, where instead of training to become the Green Ninja, he actually trains with the ninja to become the new Fire Ninja and the new Red Ninja for the overall team. Like I said, no bloodlines would exist within this timeline in terms of transferring elemental powers, because Ninjago ended after Season 2. That rule of the universe was not established just yet. So by that logic, Lloyd could very well train to become the replacement Fire Ninja, or maybe in a position like Nia, where he kind of helps the ninja team, but he's not necessarily a ninja. But I feel like the ninja team desperately needs a Red Ninja, and that's where Lloyd comes in. You could also argue that perhaps Nia could train to become the new Fire Ninja, as she was Kai's sister. It would probably make a little bit more sense for Nia to become the new Fire Ninja, but in this timeline, I kind of want Lloyd to become the new Fire Ninja. Once again, you could argue for Nia becoming the Fire Ninja and Lloyd perhaps becoming a new iteration of Samurai X, but I like the idea of Lloyd becoming the Fire Ninja. I do still want Lloyd to become older like he did in the original timeline in the episode Child's Play. He could still become older, therefore he would kind of age up with the rest of the ninja and kind of join their ranks a little bit more. I feel like the more Lloyd matches the rest of the team, the better, so Lloyd would still age up like he did in the original timeline, but he would not become the Green Ninja. He would still become the Fire Ninja, and Kai would be taking all the spotlight as the Green Ninja. Eventually in this timeline, Lloyd would indeed unlock the fire element through unknown means, of course, and he would become the new Fire Ninja of the ninja team, thus concluding his arc in the entire Ninjago storyline, as in this timeline, Ninjago ended after Season 2. So basically summarizing everything really quick before we get into my final thoughts on this alternative timeline. Essentially everything remains the same, except Kai and Lloyd's storylines are kind of switched a little bit. Lloyd kind of becomes the supportive Fire Ninja to Kai, who would eventually rise above the others and become the Green Ninja, but everything else would pretty much remain the same. For my final thoughts on this alternate timeline, I do really like this idea. I feel like this would work very well as a Ninjago Reimagined episode. I feel like we are going to be seeing more of those Ninjago Legacy Reimagined shorts at some point in time, so doing a storyline like this, kind of like a what-if scenario, that could be very intriguing. What if Kai became the Green Ninja? What if Kai unlocked his true potential during episode 10, but unlocked the Green Ninja abilities at the same time? In the actual Ninjago timeline, if Lloyd was never introduced, I have no doubt that Kai would obviously become the Green Ninja. He was the main character at the time, and even the show acknowledged that it was probably going to be Kai. It was almost a little too obvious. I feel like if Ninjago would have been produced earlier as well, maybe if it was an earlier show, you know, many years before 2011 when Ninjago actually came out, I have no doubt that Kai would have become the Green Ninja right then and there. But Lloyd was introduced in the main timeline, and he became the Green Ninja, and I do really like that. I do prefer that, obviously. I like Kai being the Fire Ninja. I wouldn't really want Kai to step away from that position, and obviously he still is in that position to this day. But I feel like Kai becoming the Green Ninja in the volcano during episode 10, I would have very much loved to have seen that. Once again, maybe a Ninjago Reimagined short can tackle this alternate dimension, or perhaps we might see something like this from an actual episode of the show if they ever tackle alternate timelines and dimensions in the show itself. I have no doubt that this idea could very well work as a what-if scenario, but in terms of the actual Ninjago timeline, I do prefer the actual Ninjago timeline. So in terms of my final thoughts on this alternate timeline, I think it's a good idea and would love to see something like this actually explored in the Ninjago show, perhaps at a later date, but I am very content with how Ninjago handled things, especially with the Green Ninja subplot. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments regarding this, you guys. That's going to pretty much wrap it up for this video here today. What do you think about this alternate timeline? And this especially applies to Kai fans. Would you have loved to have seen Kai become the Green Ninja? Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments regarding that, and let me know what you think about this being a possible idea for a Ninjago Reimagined short. I think it could very well work in that context, but leave all your thoughts down below in the comments regarding that, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here today. Hopefully you enjoyed my not so great edits. I'm still trying to learn how to edit photos in that way, you know, swapping colors around. Hopefully they weren't too obnoxious to look at. I hope you found them intriguing in some way, and I hope you found this video enjoyable. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments, and once again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description from other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video once again. My name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.